Namaste, children. How are you? Hope you're all fine. Once again, this is Subhashri working in Present Vidya Mandir School, Mamandur. The PPT was prepared by myself, Ms. S.V. Subhashri, presented by myself and my co-staff, Ms. Shanta Kumari. I am handling the subject social for the classes 6th A and B. Today we are going to see the lesson from history, the first kingdoms of India. Before entering into the session, we can learn some words from this lesson. Empire, a vast territory ruled by an emperor. Fortified, building of forts and fort walls for the defense of city. Janapada, settlements inhabited by people or Jana. Mahajanapadas, large states. Monarchy, rule by the king. Prohita, the priest. Ashramas, the four stages of life among the upper Varnas. At the end of the session, students will be able to explain the ages of Janapadas and Mahajanapadas, classification of Mahajanapadas, explain the life of Mahajanapadas, state the difference between monarchies and republics, explain the case study of Magadha and Vaji. Now we are going to see Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. So 600 BC was the age of Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. Aryans settled into the Gangetic Valley. They were divided into tribes or Janas. The head of the Janas were called Rajan. Some of the Janas grew in size and power by the big sacrifices performed by their Rajans, and finally they came to be Janapadas. Other Janapadas such as Magadha, Kosala, and Avanti became important. So they were called Mahajanapadas. It tells us about the religious beliefs, society, and culture of this period. So there are totally 16 Mahajanapadas: Kamboja, Gandhara, Kuru, Gurushena, Matsya, Avanti, Asaka, Magadha, Kasi, Kosala, Mali, Virji, Anga. There are totally 16 Mahajanapadas. So, according to the archaeologists, they have excavated a number of settlements in places such as Purana Kila in Delhi, Astinapura in Meerut, and Arthanjihara Ita in Uttar Pradesh. So, now we are going to see the difference between democracy or republic and monarchy. First, monarchy. The head of the state was a king or a monarch. Republic. The republics were ruled by a group of people elected by the common people of a republic. In monarchies, the king claimed the tax from peasants. In republic, the tax was claimed by the entire ruling group. In monarchies, the king maintained a regular army. In republic, each Raja had his own independent army. In monarchy, the king was the sole decision maker. But in republic, it functioned under the care of assemblies which were controlled by a group of people. So, under this, Magadha comes under monarchy and Vaji comes under republic. Now we are going to see the social organization. So during the period of Janapadas and Mahajanapadas, they divided the people based on Varna system. It was fixed according to one's birth. A person's Varna determined his profession, social and economical status. They divided into four categories. First one, Brahmanas. They belongs to highest caste. They are priests and scholars. Next, Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas are soldiers and warriors. Next, Vaishyas. They are merchants and professionals. Though finally, this is the lower caste of Varna. We call it as Sudras. They are laborers and servants. So, according to the people who lived in the Mahajanapadas and Janapadas, they divided the man's life in four stages. First one, Brahmacharya, bachelor or student phase of life. And next, Grihastha, married life phase and duties of maintaining a household. Third one, Vanaprastha, retirement phase and handling over responsibility to next generation. Finally, sannyasa, phase of giving up material desires and prejudices, wandering Asiatic stage. Next, we move on to trade and commerce. During the period of Janapadas and Mahajanapadas, towns were developed into the centers of trade. So, merchants and artisans lived in these towns. The traders and craftsmen formed their association to look after the interest of the particular groups. We call it as shrenis. Coins were used for trade purpose. So, the coins were made up of metal such as silver and copper. These are called punch marked coins. Images such as tree, fish, bull, and elephant were punched in the coins. Next, revenue system. Revenue is nothing but tax system. So, during the period of Mahajanapadas and Janapadas, they collected the taxes to improve the economic of the country. So, they collected the taxes based on occupations. First one, crops. So, for crops, 1/6 of the gross produce. Next, they collected the taxes from craft persons, headers, goods which were bought and sold, forest produce brought by hunters and gatherers. Next, we move on to administration. The capital of Mahajanapadas was protected by a huge wall of wood, brick, and stone walls. Forts were built to protect the people from enemies. The king maintained a well equipped army and their head was Senapati. King got advised from the ministers or amatyas. Next, finally, we move on to the case study of Magadha and Vaji. So, out of 16 Mahajanapadas, Magadha became the most important Mahajanapada. So, it had two powerful rulers, one Bimbisara and next one Ajatasattu. So, Rajagira in Magadha, Rajagira in Bihar was the capital of Magadha for many years. Later, it was shifted to Pataliputra. Next, Vaji. The capital of Vaji was Vaishali, now in Bihar. Vaji had a different kind of government known as Gana or Sangha. There were many rulers in Vaji, even 1,000 men rule a Gana or Sangha. They performed rituals together. The Vaji kingdom lasted about 1500 years ago. Thank you.